Welcome to Life Planning 101, brought to you by Smart Money Group and Kennedy Financial Services in Eastland, Texas. Tune in every week as we share important information to help you and your family live life on purpose. Insurance, investments, legacy and tax planning, and much more. All covered now on Life Planning 101.
Here we are with another episode of Black and White Market Minute on Life Planning 101. Matt Ervin and Aaron Kennedy with you today. Aaron, we kind of dove into a topic before we got started, but I heard something very interesting this morning about CPI, and I don't study this as much as you, so bear with me on this, but I understood that they basically used to change the elements of CPI every 10 years or so.
Yeah. Well, before we get started, CPI is...
Consumer Price Index?
Yeah, and inflation.
Okay.
So we are talking inflation and how the government tells us how bad inflation is.
Yeah, no, that's good. Thank you for that. So... And that was my thought. That's where my mind went. So if we have elements of inflation, we're monitoring a basket of goods in CPI over the years. Say, what is the movement of that, the cost of that basket of goods? How inflated are we, right? That's the baseline. So if we change the basket of goods every 10 years because we know that trends change, well, now they're saying it went from, I think, 5 years to 2 years. Now they're doing it annually. And I'm trying to wrap my head around who that benefits for one.
Why? Yeah,
because
crazy.
One of the points they made was, this is great because now we're tracking what we're actually buying. Well, that seems a little bit, can I say misleading? Can I say that on this podcast?
So
it's like, how does that benefit? So, tell me your initial thoughts.
Hey, I think where you went the first time when you said, who does this benefit the most? And, we were kind of talking about this, replacement goods. One of the examples we were talking about is chicken to steak.
Yes.
If my T-bone is now costing $28 a pound, maybe I don't buy that. Maybe I'll buy a nice chicken breast.
Right.
Well, now CPI says, well, hey,
right,
food's not up that much because everybody's buying chicken or everybody's buying Alpo dog food.
That's right.
Yeah. So in times like now where we're having to make hard decisions on exactly what we're buying, that can really undercut CPI. Yeah. And why would they do that? Why? This should be a figure or a number that we can all look at and believe in and know and plan around. But if we're changing the rules, changing what we're measuring every year, it's a worthless number.
Right. Economic data should be impartial. Right? It should be statistical. But it seems like this, and I don't know, we're not going to go political route today because it's not what this is about, but it's about how does the American people benefit? And there was a comment made about cost of living adjustments, right? And so think about Social Security. We just made the last 2 years, I think, were the historical COLA adjustments, cost of living adjustments to Social Security, pensions, etc. across the board. Yeah. Of course, they turn around and raise Medicare Part B premiums right alongside of it, but again, another conversation. But those have been historical. So just thinking through, if we substitute goods all the time, we're always chasing cheaper goods.
Yes. And
so inflation maybe doesn't show up. So then maybe we say we don't need a COLA adjustment. That's one scenario. But
yeah, if you walk into the grocery store, are you benefited at all by the government saying inflation is lower than it really is? No, not at all. It makes no sense. So who would benefit from lower inflation? Well, the government, they have to increase wages, like you said, COLA for Social Security, inflation-protected bonds. One of the things that we're trying to work on right now as a country is cost of wages.
Right.
So if your employer comes out and says, well, inflation's really not 8% anymore. I just saw the new CPI number. It's only 1.7. So, people we're not benefiting from this.
And you said something, inflation-adjusted bonds, and I know we've taken a lot of advantage of interest rates, but one of the reasons is because the Fed is trying to fight inflation by hammering the cost of capital, right?
Yes.
So, again, those government-issued debts, the newly issued ones, you were getting treasuries, between almost to 5%, right? That's right. New issue stuff. So it's available. But if they're not paying back a debt service at 5%, they're bound to benefit more as well. So it's
their payment's not as much. And here's something else. You said it. We're fighting inflation.
Right.
So if we can come in and change all the rules, we can come in and say we did it.
It poofed.
High five.
Yeah, it poofed.
Don't go to the grocery store. Don't fill up your vehicle. We fixed it. Just blindly pay.
Yeah.
So I don't know the reason for it, but it's not good. It doesn't make it where that number's reliable, that we can plan around.
Right.
So.
And you nailed it right there, and that was my thought too. Is it just creates more uncertainty? We've got uncertainty in what the Fed's going to do. Some think they're going to do it two more raises this year. Some say other. We don't have a clear picture forward yet, right? No. Creates uncertainty. Uncertainty it creates volatility. Volatility creates fear. But when we look at what we're doing to combat that, right, we always try to throw the positive in here, find out what we're doing. And I think, we've been talking about this rebalance, and I think that's just kind of where it comes back to. But really, building up that dry powder. And I just got off the phone with a client, and he said, well, what are we doing? I said, we're getting more defensive. We're going more to quality. He said, hadn't we been doing that for like 2 or 3 years now? I said, yes. Because look at what's going on in the market. We don't have a clear path forward, and as long-term investors, we're looking 10 years down the road.
Right. We are looking, and we're looking in the future. Today doesn't really mean anything unless you're looking at your statement. Right. We want to have you in the best position possible for the rest of your life. And, the market's been on an absolute tear this year, and that's absolutely perfect for what we're trying to do. Number one, we look at our statement, feel so much better. But we're able to move around inside of our portfolio and sell the things we need to sell at a better price, and buy where we need to at, well, I guess it's not a better price, but it's we're getting into the spots we need to, and it's not near as painful as it would have been 6 months ago. Yeah,
well, and it's been nice having some green on the screen, right? That
green on the
screen.
Been
able to take a little bit of that profit and build that dry powder back up.
Sure is. Lots going on. Yeah. I think you said it earlier. Getting almost 5% treasuries on a 1 year basis. Haven't seen this in a long, long time. So. Yeah. I think we say this every week. Get your cash to work. Yeah. Make sure you're getting paid.
Paid to wait.
Yes, and it's a fantastic time.
Yeah, but that's good. Well, thanks, Aaron, for diving into that CPI with me. And I think if I'm not mistaken, it comes out sometime next week, the statistics. So it'll be interesting to see the month-over-month stuff. But we'll keep watching this data. And if you have any questions on this or want to talk more about it, we'd love to hear from you, more feedback. Or if there's something else you want to visit about or want us to talk about, try to explain to you. So, but thank you so much, Aaron. Any last words today?
No, everybody stay positive. Have a great weekend. Hug the ones you love.
That's right. Well, appreciate each and every one of you. Matt Ervin and Aaron Kennedy right here on Black and White Market Minute on Life Planning 101.
Thank you for joining us for Life Planning 101, brought to you by Smart Money Group and Kennedy Financial Services. If you have questions, you can email them to lifeplanning@kennedy-financial.com. Be sure to tune in next week for more Life Planning 101. The opinions expressed herein are those of the firm and are subject to change without notice. The opinions referenced are as of the date of publication and are subject to change due to changes in the market or economic conditions and may not necessarily come to pass. Any opinions, projections, or forward-looking statements expressed herein are solely those of the author, may differ from the views or opinions expressed by other areas of the firm, and are only for general informational purposes as of the date indicated. Securities offered through Calton & Associates Incorporated, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Smart Money Group LLC. Kennedy Financial Services and Smart Money Group LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by Calton & Associates Incorporated.